everyone, it is Ty Interpreting Weather here, back with a brand new video. Now, today we are going to be talking about that upcoming nor'easter, mainly for this video. So, without a doubt, let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now here with the GFS, and we do have our storm system already affecting southern Wyoming and northern Colorado right now, mostly for the Rockies. So with this storm in place, we also have all this cold air brought from this cold front right here that move on through the Great Lakes. And now what that is going to do is bring this storm, combine it with some Gulf moisture, bring some snowfall to some very extreme northern regions of Alabama and Mississippi, mostly for Tennessee and other areas like that. Yeah, we also have even heavy snowfall for Tennessee. This could actually be a pretty significant system. As it moves offshore, it does bring some snowfall to the northeast, but the GFS has not been has not been a lot with the snowfall. It doesn't predict a very major system. So it does move on through, and looking at it, I think it does make it a little bit closer to the coast, making a little bit more snowfall than yesterday's video, but I don't think it's gonna do a lot of snowfall on the GFS, but there are higher hopes for the European model if you are a snow lover, so let's change right in. So, looking at the European model, we do have the same setup. That cold front moving through, the snowstorm for the Great Lakes, and cold air moving right in, and we do have our storm right here in the Rocky Mountains of northern Colorado and southern Wyoming. So, this storm moves down, Gulf moisture in place. Obviously, it does merge together to create one low pressure system. It does go up the coast, goes right off here. It's actually going to hug the coast and brings a lot of snow here. It even bombs out a little bit. This could actually be a bomb cyclone. It goes from 1,005 millibars down to just 988. So it's literally going to almost be a bomb cyclone. So this is going to be a very significant event for the coast, actually, of New England. That obviously moves off, and we do have a lot of cold air in place. So the European model, I'm predicting more snowfall for the European model, but also we got to look at the Canadian model, so I'm going to get that right now. All right, here we are with the Canadian model, and let's get started right into it. We do have the exact same setup as the other models. I would obviously expect that because every model should be the same at the same exact hour. We do have that northern Colorado, southern Wyoming low pressure system that's going to go up the coast. We do have the Great Lakes getting in on some of that light to moderate snowfall, moving cold air right in. Some Gulf moisture right there. It does combine right here, and it does go up the coast and actually brings a pretty good amount of snowfall. I mean, there is some agreement here. It starts probably around 1,005 millibars and ends up in the low 980 millibars right there. So a big coastal New England region, and also the South New England coast, and also Long Island, New Jersey, and New York City. Even Tennessee getting in on a lot of snowfall. This could be a very well coastal system if it does go right. So this could be one of the scenarios, actually. Like, if I drew this line right here, we do have all these different models. Like I showed you yesterday, there are 4 possible scenarios. I think we narrowed it down to at least 3 now. Remember how I was talking about yesterday it will slide off coast? But I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think we have a fair agreement that's going to go up to the northeast. So I feel like there are 3 scenarios here. 1, it goes up a little bit and heads a little bit out to sea, but it still goes north. So it does some track like this. But we do have another possibility too. It could go a little bit hugging the coast right here, like the Canadian model and the European model right here, going like that, pretty close to the coast. We could have a rain and snow line, probably near Cape Cod. But that should be right there. And we do have our last scenario where it goes inland. This is going to be the worst scenario if you're a snow lover, but also the best scenario if you don't really like the snow, if you don't really love shoveling. It could take a track something like this. I'm saying we do not have a track going this way. That is just not going to happen anymore. It is pretty much almost guaranteed now this storm will happen. There is not going to be much changes here, but right here we would have a rain and snow line like I told you in yesterday's video. Rain down here, and there would be some snow up here in the north, right around here. So that is going to be the rain and snow line, because it all depends on this jet stream right here. It all depends on this jet stream, because if this dips down all the way down here and it goes out to sea like that, the low pressure system will also go out to sea like that. That's one scenario, but we pretty much guaranteed it. It's not going to happen. Our second scenario, again, would be if the jet stream went a little bit just around the Delmarva and up toward Nova Scotia. We would have rain and snow right here, low pressure system going up right here. This is what the GFS said. The GFS said a little bit into Nova Scotia right there, and not as much snow for these regions, but a lot of snow for up here. So we have our last scenario here. If this jet stream does not go east enough, it could only bring some snowfall to some regions. If it only goes up to like here, the low pressure system will also go up here. Oh, whoops. Yep. Will also go up here, slamming right into the New England coast. That is what you want if you don't want snow. But if you do want snow, if you want a snow town, then you would want this to happen. You would want this track that the Canadian and European model are showing. And do you know what other model is actually showing this? The NAM model. Yes, I'm talking about the NAM model. I've never used the NAM model, but usually when we're very close to these systems, we do have a good consensus with the NAM model. The NAM model is extremely accurate most of the time. So we're going to switch models one last time before we look at the total snowfall amounts. All right, here we are with the NAM model. Now, this is going to be a pretty accurate representation of what's going to happen, except the NAM model is a little bit late. The low pressure system is right here by now. So in the Great Lakes, snowstorm is already here, but here we do have the cold air already in place, actually. All of these rain and ice a little bit up here are all gone by now. I know that's not very true, because I actually am experiencing this cold front right now, and the rain hasn't ended yet, however, so it is going to be a little bit late, but here we do have that storm right here. It forms, and wow, that's pretty heavy snowfall right there. It does have that curving up the coast moment right here. It does go up this coast. So this is actually going to be really significant to the European model and the Canadian model. I think we do have a fair track right here. I would say anywhere in this blue is a possible track for this system. So anywhere in this blue right here, basically. So that could actually include a lot of places for snowfall if it does happen. So first of all, let's discuss that we do have this cone right here. It does go up this coast. It does bring a lot of snowfall to the coastal regions if it goes right in the middle between here. It goes out here, barely any snowfall, a fair amount, I would say. But over here, if it hugs the coast, we're going to see a rain and snow line. But wherever it does snow, it will be very, very heavy. And it does have the chance to bomb out. The only thing the NAM doesn't have that the European, Canadian, and GFS model have is a bomb cyclone. We do have a chance for a bomb cyclone. This low pressure system right here will not drop in enough pressure yet to become a bomb cyclone, but it does have that potential to be a bomb cyclone. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed yet. We still are 48 hours out, but I think it's set in stone that this storm will be pretty significant. So let's move on to the total snowfall amounts. All right, everyone. Okay, so now we have all of our snowfall totals. Starting now with the GFS, we do have a lot of snowfall for Tennessee and Kentucky, also the Appalachian Mountains, anywhere with high elevations. Going to see a lot of snowfall from the system when it comes by. And also a little dot right here in the Delmarva was with a half a foot there, and also some parts of New England getting in on a few inches of snow, actually almost half a foot. But also the coastal regions, especially a lot of snow in Maine up here, and also Nova Scotia getting the most out of anybody out of the system. Moving on to the European model, we have a lot of snowfall too, except less for the Ohio Valley and Tennessee. Down here in the Appalachian Mountains, not a lot, but there is going to be a lot of snowfall down here, a line of snowfall in the Appalachian Mountains down here. We also have a lot of snowfall for the coast again, and obviously Nova Scotia getting in on the most snow, but also some parts of New England also getting in a few inches of snow. New York City also too. Also the Delmarva, not a lot of snowfall, but you'll see something. Pennsylvania also will see something. Lake effect snow actually for the Great Lakes over here. Also, we do have Washington, D.C. in there with a little bit of snow. Virginia, too. North Carolina, not really. You're going to miss out on the snow system. But now moving on to the Canadian model. We still have the NAM model after this, but the Canadian model puts a lot of snowfall down on the ground, especially in Kentucky, West Virginia, and Tennessee. A lot of widespread half a foot to a foot snowfall down here, especially the Appalachian Mountains too. Again, in the Ohio Valley too. And also the coastal regions of Maine. Sorry, let me just. In the coastal regions of Maine. So we have all of this in place in Nova Scotia, again, getting the most snowfall. I'm not surprised, but more snowfall for central New York. This is more widespread and more intense. So the Canadian model usually does a good job on these storms. So you could be looking at something that could excite you. So finally, we're here with the NAM model. The NAM model, not that much. It goes with the GFS the most. Not a lot for the coasts. Actually, we do have this huge. You do have this huge area of just a coating to an inch, maybe. Also, we do have a little pocket right here with a few inches of snow in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, but we do have that same trend again. A lot of snow, Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, Western Virginia, the state West Virginia, and also parts of Pennsylvania, but Delmarva, nothing. Maryland, mostly nothing. On the east side, New Jersey, nothing. New York City, barely anything, probably. So that is going to be all the models, actually. But even though that it might not show as much snow as you want it to, we do have the possibility for it to change a little bit. We do have the potential for all this pink to move on shore if it does hug the coast even more, if it does stay really close to the coast. So that is it for the models. So we're going to switch it up and we're going to look at your weather fact of the day. All right, everyone, this is your weather fact of the day. You can hear thunder snow when the conditions are right. You've ever heard of the unmistakable rumble of thunder in the middle of a snowstorm? That's not your ears playing tricks on you. It's actually thunder snow, a rare winter weather phenomenon that's most common near lakes. When relatively warm columns of air rise from the ground and from turbulent storm clouds in the sky in the winter, there's potential for thunder snow. A few more factors are still necessary for it to occur, namely air that's warmer than the cloud cover above it and wind that pushes the warm air upwards. Even then, it's entirely possible to miss thunder snow even when it happens right over your head. Lightning is harder to see in the winter time, and the snow sometimes dampens the thunderous sound. So that is very, very interesting. I never experienced thunder snow, even though I have experienced a lot of snow. Not thunder snow. But if you ever get a chance to see it one time, it is going to be a one in a lifetime opportunity because thunder snow is super rare. So I hope you love that weather fact of the day. So, and that is actually it for this video. So, this actually will be Ty interpreting weather, signing out.